Listen, I ain't choose celibacy. Celibacy chose me, girl. And it's hard out here for him. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Let Me Just Say This. If you're new here, hello, welcome. Welcome to the tribe. Welcome to the vibe. Go ahead and subscribe. Hey, I'm going to turn it into a little song for y'all. Hi, you guys. If you are watching, hey, hello from the living room, the new living room, once again. And if you are listening, you like my voice? It turn you on. That ain't nothing. Wait till you see it in video format on the YouTube channel. Go watch it on YouTube, baby. We trying to get them subscribers up. Like, please, help your girl out. Now, today's episode is all about the fact that I didn't choose celibacy. Celibacy chose me. And really and truly, the real soundbite is I'm celibate until I'm not. And then I'm not, and then I am again, and then I'm not, and then I am again. Okay, we're gonna get into it because my mindset towards dating and sex has really shifted. It has shifted quite a bit because I used to be a 3 times a week minimum type of girl. Now, baby, I'll be lucky if I get it every 2 months. Once every 2 months. And when I say dear diary, I'm starting to see out of my left knee and hear from my right eye, baby. It was hard. No pun intended. It was a hard time. My 2 months or so, I always do celibacy in 2 month spurts. And then I get that one like, ooh, scratch that itch real quick. Now I'm back on my grind and it really don't count because 2 months of celibacy cancels out 1 session. Okay? Girl math. Let's see everything we got on the docket. Oh, and if you are watching, you see me in the same outfit. Listen, I'm pushing out this content, baby. Be happy I recorded 2 episodes in a day. Because I really don't usually do this, but I'm a brand new bitch now, okay? So yeah, what we got on the docket, let's check the notepad, honey. Listen, taking a break from dating. I did. Am I still on it? We're gonna talk about it. Listen, that breakup, we're gonna talk about how that breakup took me out the game because we gotta talk about getting over being lonely and getting over heartbreak. That is it really heartbreak because I didn't really love him? Girl, I don't know. I'm confusion. Okay, we're gonna talk about that. Also, we have to talk about how peaceful being single is. Underrated. Singleness is so underrated. It's peaceful. I'm not losing my edges. I have my appetite again. My skin's clearing up. Like, oh my gosh, being single is like, once you get over like the loneliness, girl, it's the creme de la creme. You either out here being single and fine and untouchable, or you being single, fine, and having your way with the world. Like, oh my God. And lastly, which I'm sure you got this from the whole celibacy bit, okay? If you choose to be single by choice, if you choose to be single intentionally, baby, that means no more dick appointments. You can't have it both ways. You gotta pick one. And when I say you, I mean me, because I'm still struggling every day. Let's get into this ad cut so we can pay these bills. Hey there, my beautiful tribe. It is your favorite blind baddie, and let me just say this. If you are not rocking Zelo, you are missing out on a whole vibe. And before you skip through this ad, go ahead and commit code LMJST to your memory. Let me put you on. Zelo is one of the best affordable eyewear brands out right now. Y'all know I've been rocking with them for over a year, and let me tell you, they've never steered me wrong. From the most fashionable frames for my queens, the boldest specs for my kings, Zelo's got us covered. And don't even get me started on the kiddos. They'll be out here flexing harder than the grown folks, okay? But wait, there's more flavor in this eyewear gumbo, honey. Zelo has a hookup with clear prescription transition lenses, sunglasses, reading glasses, you name it. They got it just like they're reading our minds, boo. Zelo's got you protected from all angles. Blue light blocking for them long night scrolling, anti-scratch for when life gets rough, UV protection because we gotta protect these retinas, and anti-reflective for them flawless selfies. Shout out to Zelo for partnering with Let Me Just Say This, and don't forget to use the promo code LMJST on your next order to save 10% off. And guess what? They're always dropping sales like hotcakes and keeping up with the latest eyewear trends. I'm talking about staying ahead of the curve, baby. So maybe you should do the same. Go over to Zelo, use code LMJST, and save 10% off your order and help me pay these bills. Listen, okay, why did I choose to be celibate? And am I really celibate? I'm celibate for play. Like, I'm 70% celibate. Like I said, I'm celibate until I'm not. Like, I'm celibate as in I'm not actively trying to set up any type of dick appointments. Like, I don't have, okay, I got one, but that don't count. I'm actively cutting him off and I'm standing on business. I promise. Okay, you're not gonna hear nothing about me and that man bumping uglies ever again. But that's not the point. Okay, the point is I'm not actively seeking out somebody else to share my body with. Like, I'm very much so like not really super into dating because part of me feels like I'm better off single. And I know that's gonna sound so crazy, but the reality is that some people are better off single because either you don't have nothing to offer or some people just don't have nothing to offer you. And me personally, I don't feel like wasting my time anymore. I think I hit a wall. Like, I hit a wall where I was like, I do not care to have sex with anyone who is not actively trying to sit me the fuck down and be my husband forever. Okay? Now, with that being said, the flesh is weak. And sometimes when you got that one person you know that's for lifers that you can call on, it'd be hard to cut that off. And I did break my little celibacy rule because when I moved into this apartment, I was like, I'm not letting no man over here and I'm not doing no dirty nasty. Girl, I let that man over here and we definitely did do the dirty nasty. And I tried so hard. I tried really hard not to. Like, literally, when I tell y'all, we came inside, we chopped it up. He put his shoes on. He was out of the threshold of my doorway. Like, he was outside. He came back inside, y'all. So it's hard. It's difficult, but it's doable. It's doable. It's just, for me personally, I just think I'm in a different space. And so that last encounter, I was okay with it being the last encounter. Because if we gotta say goodbye, let's make it a goodbye. Like, shout out to Victoria Monet. Baby, if we have to say goodbye, let's make it a goodbye. Like, if I know this is the last time we're gonna be bumping uglies, like if I know this is the last time I'm gonna get some from you, let's make it a goodbye. Let's really, let's do some fire and desire, honey. Let's have the tension. Let's let the sparks fly. Like, let's make it razzle to the dazzle. If this has to be it, let's make it amazing. And I feel like at that point, it's easier to let go. Because we had such a good time, let's end on a high note and it's easier to let go. I don't like, y'all know this, I love a good clean break. And sometimes with that one person you can't come up off of fucking, you just need that one good last one for the road and you're good to go. And that's where I am now with it, to be honest. My friends don't believe me, but I'm about to prove them wrong. That honestly, I needed just that one fuck for the road and I'm back on my celibacy journey. And I'm gonna keep being single because this batch of men out here just can't get right. But I am open to dating. I'm still open to dating. The right one. He gonna have to be the realest nigga alive though. Really, if I'm being honest, the catalyst to me deciding to stop dating, not only was that I wanted to tap into my goals, because I did an episode on the season of isolation and the season of being by yourself. I really did want to tap back into myself and what I needed and what I wanted. And a part of that whole decentering men thing is to focus on yourself. Healthy relationships are still possible, but you have to give yourself the time and attention that you were previously giving to somebody else. And I just made a decision that I was like, yo, I can't invest into somebody else right now. I'm in the season of investing into myself. But I would be a liar and a hypocrite if I didn't admit that my last breakup took me out of the game. And it wasn't necessarily because I was so in love. It wasn't necessarily because we were both so invested and we had so much time spent. It wasn't that. I think what it was, I know actually. What it was is it took me a really long time to let down my guard to even remotely consider or even remotely imagine being with someone again in an intimate and loving capacity, in an emotional capacity with somebody. It took a long time to get to that place where I felt like my heart was open enough to let it back in. And so when I did and it failed, it fucked me up. It was like, yo, wasting my time. Wasting my time. I started liking you for what? I gave you my time for what? I opened myself up again and for why? When I should have just kept my wall up. I could have just been out here thugging for real. No, nah. That's not a healthy way to think about it, but that's really what went through my mind at the time. Mind you, this is like 4 months post breakup or like 5 months post breakup, but it really was just sometimes the battle scars really shut you down. And I think that even though the breakup wasn't so super tumultuous and the relationship wasn't so super invested, it still shut down my heart. It still was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna take a step back. Y'all can shut the fuck up talking to me. Leave me alone. No, you can't see my private parts. Like that's what I was on. And I'm still on that, but it's just like I'm trying to blossom again so that I can receive what I want. A big part of cutting off this last hoe is understanding, and let me stop because if you listen to this, I'm gonna be I don't want to hurt his feelings because he's a great guy, but he could never be my man for very obvious reasons that I will not ever discuss on this podcast. However, the reasons why I have to cut him off include the fact that I know sometimes when you're dealing with somebody you shouldn't be dealing with, it blocks your blessings. And I'm like, okay, if I say I want better for myself, I say I want more for myself, I gotta stop fucking this man. If I say I really want to welcome in love into my life, that also means sometimes I can't be out here willy-nilly with it. Okay? I can't, and I wasn't before, but I'm just saying, like, I can't just be having a roster and just having sneaky links and my dick appointments like I was when I was in my whole phase. No, I'm not on that anymore. I'm seeking husband, baby. I'm seeking a husband, honey. So for me, a part of not dating and being single is I'm also subsequently not fucking. Like, subsequently, ain't nobody cracking me like an egg or folding me like a folding chair. And coming to terms with that, hey, takes time and discipline. Coming to terms with being lonely. Honey, girl, this is a wonderful segue into being single and how it is underrated. Underrated. Being single is so peaceful because you don't have to worry about nobody. It's just you. It's just you and whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. And once you get over the loneliness of singlehood, once you get over, damn, there's nobody blowing up my phone and damn, I'm nobody's special person, or I wish I had a vacation, or I wish I was doing this with another person. I'm always alone. Once you get over that, honey, you start to realize everything that you could have been doing for yourself that you just wasn't, the things that you were neglecting that you just should have been focused on. You get to realizing, damn, I really can do whatever I want. And I'm so at peace because really I am now truly the main character, not me and my sidekick, aka my man or my significant other. Now, let me be clear. I am not saying that getting a pet or having a baby or just being single, because I know those first two were kind of extreme. Well, not the pet part. Get a pet. If you're living alone, get a pet. Even if it's a fucking goldfish, get something that you can love on so you can still practice affection, okay? When I say a fish, I'm trying to figure out how you practice affection for fish, but I don't know. I'm sure they understand what the fuck we're saying. So anyway, the point is get a pet, but don't have a baby though. Don't do that part. But all I'm saying is that there's no substitute for a romantic partner. Your friends, your family, your pet, your vibrator. It's not gonna substitute having a person in your life in an intimate capacity that very few people feel and that could be easily replicated. So I'm not saying being single forever is so much better than being in a relationship. No, I think we all seek out and want companionship, and you should. However, if you have not ever in your life become accustomed to singleness, if you have never in your life become comfortable with being single and being alone and getting over the hump of loneliness, it's something you should try. Because if you do not, right, or if you have not, and you find yourself in the cycle of getting into relationships or dealing with people on a cycle level, odds are you need to have that time so that you can get comfortable with being alone. So that way, in all honesty, you're not dating for desperation. You're not dating just to have somebody around. You're not dating just because you don't want to be lonely. Because I feel like one of the most dangerous things that you could do is be with someone because you don't want to be lonely. Be with someone because you just need to have somebody around because you don't want to be alone. You know how many people I know who are in relationships or who are in these cycles just because they don't want to be alone. And at a point in time, that was me. I was in a relationship because I didn't want to be alone. So in my single era, because really and truly, this is the longest time I've gone without having a romantic interest in my life. It's been so good. And it was hard at first. When I tell you it was so hard to get over the loneliness, feeling like, damn, there's nobody to sleep beside me. Damn, like I'm just in here by myself. It's just me and my cat. I'm a cat lady. I'm gonna be alone forever, like those men on Instagram say. Like literally, it was so hard. But you have to go through it. The only way is to go through it. You can't go around, you can't go over, you can't go under. You have to go through that lonely season. And then once you're on the other side, baby, when I say it's sunshine, rainbows, meadows and skipping through fields of fucking flowers and shit, it's amazing. And in that time, you're more likely to find community because you'll have more time for friendships. You'll have more time to invest in friendships and yourself and developing and blossoming in a well-rounded way that I feel like relationships, especially when it's something you're doing because you don't want to be alone and it's not necessarily pouring into you, really cause you to neglect. So if you are in your single era and you're feeling lonely and you're thinking, I should text them, don't. Imagine how goofy you're going to look when your number pops up across their phone and they're going to say to themselves, damn, this person is so desperate. Even though we can't be together and we both know we shouldn't, or even though, I told them I don't really want them like that, they still chasing after me. It'll show a lot about your self-worth. And if they respond and take advantage of that, baby, it'll show every reason why you don't need to deal with them. It'll show every reason why it didn't work out. Okay. Now, last but not least, baby, and I really want to hammer this part home, especially for myself. Because when I tell you, like I said, the flesh is weak, especially when that man walking around on 3 legs. Oh, Lord. Oh! Listen, you have to pick a side. If you're going to be single and dating, that's fine. If you're going to be single and in a whole phase and have the time of your life like it's Freaknik every damn day, that's fine. If you are choosing to be intentionally single, like you, and let me define this for y'all. Intentionally single means you are not dating. You are single on purpose. You are not looking for a partner. You are focusing on being single and by yourself, which means subsequently, you probably ain't gonna be fucking. You can't be intentionally dating and also be showing up, you can't be intentionally single and also be expecting to still get the dick appointments. That's not how that works. You can't be intentionally single and also have people in your phone even in past like the most basic capacity. Like, being intentionally single is a difficult thing. And I don't think it's a choice for everybody. I'm not even going to say that I am intentionally single right now. I would say earlier in the year I was, for sure. I was like, I don't want to talk to nobody, don't text me. And I was going out of my way to make sure that I wasn't. Now I'm more open, but at the time I was like, yo, I'm not opening up space to be in a relationship, and I'm not opening up space to be physically intimate with someone. That to me is what, intentionality and singlehood means. And so you owe it to yourself to decide on what side you're gonna fall. Either you're single and you're still okay with seeing people, or you're single and you're dating yourself. You're single and you're taking this season and this time to be disciplined and focus on yourself and give to yourself and not look for a relationship. Now, I will say, intentionally being single is not something that I think everybody should just do on a whim. I feel like there has to be a reason. There has to be a reason why you're doing this. It can't just be, well, I don't have anybody, I guess I'm going to be intentionally single. No, like, what is your end goal? What do you want out of this? Why are you doing it? It's just like fasting, or just like abstaining from sex, or being celibate. Why? What was the catalyst? What is the expectation? And what are your goals? What do you want to get out of this? Okay? Otherwise, you might as well just be single and doing regular single people shit. Like dating and fucking. Now, as I said before, there's a fine line. It's easy to get crossed, but it's easier when you define where you want to fall. Because if once you choose to be intentionally single, sometimes I feel like we can beat ourselves up based on the choices that we made and said, oh, I said I was going to do that, but I haven't been. Don't make that decision to do that unless you are really ready and you really have a firm grasp on what your reasoning is. Because every day you're going to wonder, damn, why ain't nobody texting my phone? Hey, because you chose this. Damn, why I ain't been pent up like a goddamn pretzel? Hey, because you chose this. And you chose it because of these reasons. And this is why it's paying off. Okay. You got to go about it in a way that makes the most sense for you. Listen, I know it is hard out here for a pimp. I know the dating pool has got uranium in it, baby. Like everybody coming out deformed and shit, and not the way that we like. Okay, they're not coming out with 3 legs, they coming out with 4 eyes and shit. Word to Z-Lol. I know that it is very difficult. Dating just seems miserable right now. But I will always hold out hope that there's love. I will always hold out hope that there is more. And like I said, we're not designed to be alone. We are not designed to go through life by ourselves. And so in the times when you are single and you don't have a romantic partner, you seek out community through friendship and family. And if you get a partner, you still nurture those relationships. I saw a TikTok that was like, these are girls who, when they get a boyfriend, they abandon their friends. Don't be that girl. Don't be that girl. Nurture all of your relationships the best that you can, but understand that, just because you don't have a romantic partner doesn't mean you have to be by yourself all the time. Doesn't mean you have to be in the house all the time. There's nobody for you to confide in or talk to. You have friends, honey. You have family, honey. And if you don't, go out and find some. Go out and make some. Go out and nurture that. Because there's a lot of people who rely on those things from their partner, and it's inherently unhealthy because a lot of relationships are unstable. A lot of the times the relationships don't last. A lot of times they do, but a lot of times they don't. You can't bank all that and stake all that into one person. You have to stake it in yourself and a community of people who love you genuinely, whether or not you're bumping uglies with them. Okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm really happy I'm able to present this to you guys. And I really just want to have these candid conversations, like really once again, because I feel like I got into the groove of talking about what all the other social media was talking about. But no, we're talking about what's actually going on. Real life things, not Instagram. Okay, sometimes we're by ourselves. Sometimes we're lonely. Sometimes we're in our single era and it is peaceful. Okay. So if you do not follow on the TikTok and the Instagram, go ahead and follow, baby, at LMJST_pod. Everything will be linked below. And I will see you guys in the next episode.